Hand saws are made in many different shapes and lengths. The blade of the saw is made of spring steel, tempered to provide long-lasting edge on the teeth. In the past, the teeth were individually filed and set, whereas now they are stamped by machines. The face of the blade is ground and polished. The smooth surface reduces friction between the saw and the wood, so take care not to let it get rusty. Kerf is the width of the trough left in the wood by the saw cut. Without a kerf, the saw would be difficult to push through the wood. Rip saws have 5 to 7 points per inch, and the blade is about 500 to 700 millimeters long. The teeth are usually shaped so they form a series of tiny chisel-like edges. Portable circular saws have made the need for the rip saws almost obsolete. The crosscut saw also varies in length from 500 to 700 millimeters. The points may vary from 6 to 14 per inch, depending on whether you're doing rough or finishing work. Crosscut saws have teeth shaped like knives. The wood cells are contacted by the knife edge of the tooth and cut to giving a scoring action, leaving a smooth edge. Here we have a pull-type wood handsaw. These have been around in many older cultures for centuries and have only been introduced to the West in the last few decades. They also come in different tooth styles like rip and crosscut. They can be made of much thinner material as they don't have to resist the tendency of buckling of push saws. Most modern wood handsaws are now universal saws, which are designed to be used either across or with the grain. This is done with a different tooth design, and this is called triple sharpening, meaning it has 3 sharpened edges as opposed to 2. Another type of crosscut saw is a back saw. Back saws have a stiffened metal rib on the edge opposite the cutting edge. This allows for better control and more precise cutting than other types of saws. Use a back saw in woodworking when you need precise cuts. Different kinds of back saws exist for different kinds of jobs. Yet, 2 other types of crosscut saws are compass and keyhole saws. They have narrow tapered blades used for cutting curves. The blade of the compass saw is slightly wider than the keyhole saw, used for tighter curves. You can see that this keyhole saw has a replaceable blade. And lastly, the hacksaw, used for cutting metal. 2 different types. Here we have an adjustable type for different lengths of blades, whereas the non-adjustable holds only 1 length of blade. Look for a hacksaw with a nice strong frame. A hacksaw has a protective handle in case the blade breaks and your hand slips. This hacksaw has some nice accessories, like a 45-degree setup, a spare blade holder in the end, which can also be used as a jab saw. The teeth per inch may be 14, 18, 24, or 32. You can see this stamped on the blade. Soft materials such as aluminum, brass, soft steel, and copper require a coarse blade like 14 teeth per inch. Materials like drill rod or thin materials like sheet aluminum or thin wall tubing require a finer tooth like 32 teeth per inch.